going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now. I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out whenever you see me. Don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat? Oh, my goodness. Good morning. Good morning. Crazy nurse, could you please send in my next patient? My goodness. Are these both hers? Both of these charts are for, oh, wait a minute now. Betty Bullhorn? Okay, so Bullhorn is her last name. Betty is the first. Okay. Give me just 1 second. I just got out of the OR. Yes. Frontal lobotomy. We hate, we try not to use such extreme surgical techniques these days, all the advancements in medicine and whatnot. But, sometimes it's necessary. Okay. Oh, she's in the back. Okay. What room is she in? Oh, virtual. Yes, that's right. That's right. Okay. Hold on one moment. Let me get everything in order. I'm going to need here my glasses. I've got this is ready to go, correct? If we need to push and run the IV wide open, that's 500 cc's of Thorazine with a chaser of Ativan, correct? Because my understanding is this one can get a little, this one may be interesting. Okay, I think I'm going to need to sit down for this. Okay. I think she's in our virtual, yes. Oh, good morning. Hi, are you, is it Betty Bullhorn or Bullhorn Betty? Oh, your sound.
Oh, I mean, technology. I can't work technology.
I know. Is it Betty Bullhorn or Bullhorn Betty?
Well, I am Bullhorn Betty. So that is what you can call me, actually.
Okay. I'm Dr. Beesneys. And I'm not sure if you are 100% certain why we're doing this. Just this little office visit this morning, and we'll try and do it quickly. I'm going to have to do a little history and physical.
Sure.
We call in the biz, we call it an H&P. So just a few brief medical questions. Then we're going to do just a few non-medical questions. And then, I work with the psychiatry department here at Crama Memorial.
Okay.
Let me show you my ID badge.
I
Oh my goodness.
have
Okay,
one-
so there's my I noticed that.
I have
Look
one
at that. You're also a fan of the I find that these lanyards, I just really hate this thing. I hope you don't mind if I just take it off. And of course, my credentials, they're I'm not very good at this virtual thing. Here's my credentials, just in case there's any doubt. Dr. Beesneys, Crama Memorial Psych. Oh my goodness, Betty. Honey, I'm not ready to take your temperature yet.
But I am a Trumper, so that is my credential.
Yes. Okay. And that's why we're going to do this little, let me get rid of this lanyard. My goodness. I don't want to strangle myself. Oh, okay. There we go. I have to wear it when I'm running about the hospital, but since I'm in the office now, okay, much better. The reason we're actually going to have this little visit here, you and I, where I'm going to get to know you. Well, my understanding is that yes, you are a dedicated Trumper.
I am,
and that you want to go on the road with the Donald.
I don't just want to. I am doing that.
Okay, hold on, Bets. Part of what I'm going to have to give you clearance in the psychiatric department, because he could very well be the next president of the United States. So it's very important that we know as much as we can about the mental fitness of the front row Joes, as I believe you all like to call yourselves.
That is what we like to be called.
Okay. So are you okay with me proceeding forward?
I mean, I have no problem with any questions. I am an open book. I mean,
okay. Good. Are you well, hold on, we'll get to that. My goodness. Okay, there we go.
Allowed to have coffee for this? Am I allowed to have coffee?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I love coffee myself.
I keep it by my printer.
Oh, your printer. Your printer?
My coffee maker's by the printer. I moved.
My goodness, how many lanyards are you wearing?
Just 3 today.
Just 3. You might have to give me some pointers later on how to, because I just I don't like wearing them, because I have my stethoscope here, and when I have to take your heartbeat,
right?
I find that it gets, it poses a manual strangulation risk when wearing all these accoutrements around your neck. So
I mean, the hair, they get a little tangled.
Yeah, oh my goodness. That hair looks like I am a doctor, so I'm not a hairdresser, but sometimes the condition of one's hair can be indicative of maybe some larger issues going on.
It's I mean, it's because I bleach my hair.
Uh-huh. Yeah. What do you bleach it with?
Oh well,
Muriatic acid? Is that what you use?
I used to, and then I switched. So
Oh, what'd you
Sally's.
switch to?
Well, it's just this big 7-gallon bucket of bleach. It just says bleach on it. That's it. And you just mix it up with some other stuff, and then you just slap it on. You let it set for about 75 minutes, and then this is what you get. I'm
My,
simple.
so you're a quantity over quality type of girl.
Oh,
Is
very
that what
much.
you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 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 Well, I think we should just get right down to business here. Um, let's see. We're gonna need to take your temperature. Uh, and we can do it one of two ways. Would you like to do this? Well, I think you should have one of these nearby because obviously I can't take your temperature from my virtual office. So if you would just be so perfect, perfect. Now, the most accurate reading, as you may know, would be rectal.
Okay.
I'm not sure how whatever you're comfortable with. Just go ahead and take your temperature, and I'll note that down here.
I'll do it axillary. We're going to do an axillary.
Okay. Okay, perfect, perfect. I'll just add a few degrees onto that.
Sure, of course.
I imagine yours is quite low anyway.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I haven't shaved in a couple days. I've been on the road, so it might be
Oh goodness. Doesn't that get expensive?
the road or the shaving.
Both, my goodness. When you say shaving, I guess you don't mean your head. You're talking.
Oh, no, just my underarms and my legs. I haven't been getting much sun.
Yeah, well, that's actually a very good thing. So I'm going to give you high marks for that. What you got in the temperature department, Bets? I'm sorry, Ms. Bullhorn.
9.
What was it?
98.9.
Okay. That seems relatively within the range of normal. And I know you don't have a blood pressure cuff, but what would you guess your blood pressure to be?
Well, it depends. I mean, if I'm dealing with haters, it's pretty high. But I mean, on a regular basis, I think it's probably, I don't know, 110 over 72 or something.
Really? Because
yes,
I have in these folders, I have some reports that were sent over to me from the is it Dauphin County?
It is Dauphin
County. Okay. And my goodness, just based on some of those reports, I'm very concerned with your blood pressure. So could you do me a favor when you're out on the road, maybe? Could you just pop into like a CVS or a Walgreens and use one of those machines and take your blood pressure for me, okay?
thing for Trump, of course.
Yeah, because I'm concerned that you might be vastly underestimating the blood pressure based on some of the things I've seen and read. And, I don't want you to have a stroke. So,
well, I mean, some haters do push me to that point.
What is a hater, by the way?
Well, I don't know if this is in my file or not, but I am a child activist. I am a professional searcher, a paralegal, and I pretty much have law enforcement experience. I'm also a member of the Free Press. I own my own media company.
The Free Press? I've heard of the Detroit Free Press, like that.
Like the Free Press, like I don't really get paid or anything. Except for,
that kind of free press. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So they like to, run their mouths and they don't do anything. They sit on their duffs and they do nothing. And I do all the work and they just love to hate on that. So, that's what a hater is.
My goodness, you seem to be quite the Renaissance woman. In fact, that was one of my first questions I was going to ask you. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your job, your hobbies. Tell me all those jobs again, because there were so many. I wasn't expecting that.
Right. So
tell me again.
I am a professional searcher.
What are you searching for? What do you mean professional searcher?
Well, I search for a lot of clues. I go out and I search for missing people. Um,
Oh, that's
I,
important business.
right. I wear snake boots. I got bit by a snake. I don't know if that's in my doctor's notes or not, but you should
Snake
probably put.
snake boots? Like snake skin boots?
Well,
I love snake skin myself. Bags and shoes only, not.
they're they're like waiters. I don't know what.
Oh, yes. No, I'm not a fan of those. Okay. Um, okay, so professional searcher
Hmm.
looking for clues
Hmm.
like Blue's Clues?
Well, I mean, I found a water bottle. I've done that, so I mean that was a clue. Um,
A
I
clue
found
in what?
I found some dead raccoon bones in an abandoned house once. So there's that.
And so do you work with law enforcement? Are you a law enforcement liaison? What I'm a little confused. I just don't I've never heard of a professional searcher.
Well, I do what they do, but I do it better.
Oh, okay, okay. So you went to the police academy somewhere?
No, I just went, just through the school of life.
Oh, okay. Oh, the school of life. Okay. Yeah, my goodness. Okay. What how about your family life? Do you have a spouse? Do you have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, anything like that?
Nope, just me and myself.
Just you and yourself. Do you have any pets?
Nope, no pets.
My goodness. It will you and you're okay with that? Are you happy with a life of, well, I was going to say solitary solitude, but solitary anyway? Do you ever
No.
want to get married or
Well, I was married. There was a couple domestic incidents. So
oh,
we had to, call it quits for the safety and well-being of each other.
was there domestic violence involved?
A little bit, yeah, some of it, yep. And
Oh, and were
so,
you the victim or the perpetrator?
well, let's just say I was not the victim.
Oh, okay. So that would make you the perpetrator then. Oh, okay. Okay. Perfect. All right. Any other like criminal history aside from that?
Um,
Remember, I've got a lot of files on my desk here. I
I
mean,
do have a lengthy criminal history. I do, and I'm not proud of, but I have turned my life around. I am a traveling searcher now, and
okay. Okay.
um, basically connoisseur of the campaign trail. So
Oh, well, that's an interesting way to put it. I don't think I've ever heard it put that way. Well, good for you. I love a good redemption story. And it
correct.
sounds like your redemption arc has. Do you think you're at the top or do you think you're heading back towards the
I have
bottom of the arc?
no, have not peaked yet. I have not
Oh,
peaked
you haven't. Okay,
more.
good. Good. Can you just tell me just so I can understand a little better, so I can ask appropriate questions. What is it about Donald Trump that makes you want to? I mean, my goodness, it must get expensive. You're going to follow him across the campaign trail?
I am. I am. I
Wow.
yeah. I feel like I should, be doing that. I feel like I should be following him. He is my Messiah,
Really?
so that is where we're going with that.
And have you by chance met Mr. Trump?
He did wave one day, and I'm pretty sure it was at me. So
Oh,
I
he
think
did. Okay, good, good. I could have sworn I heard somewhere in the media, the YouTube media, because just because I'm a doctor of psychiatry, that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy a bit of carnival drama. I could have sworn I heard somewhere that you were invited to Mar-a-Lago.
I did. I just, I was invited. I think I might still go. I'm not sure. Something came up. There was a big case, and I got a little sidetracked, and I had to make a decision very quickly on what
Okay. Okay. And that's for one of your other jobs, which is what?
right.
I got the professional searcher, the
Child,
Trumper. I know you want to be a front row Joe, which is why we're going to try and get you this clearance from psychiatrics so you can, live your dream.
right.
So what was the other thing?
Uh,
Searcher.
Paralegal.
Oh my goodness, paralegal.
Right.
Wow. So you know a lot about the law, huh?
I do. I know everything about the law.
Oh, okay. And my understanding is you are presently and in the past embroiled in litigation that
Well,
you
acting as my own lawyer, that's something I don't feel comfortable speaking on. My lawyer, aka me, said no, we're not doing that.
Oh, okay. Is that part of the collective we?
I mean, there's a lot of we. There's a lot of people that make up the we. So
Okay. Okay. That's yep. I'm that is coming up next. But you know what? Because in full disclosure, I have watched several videos from your channel, from others' channels. I have, well, I've unlike you, I'm married and have a family and pets and a very important job. So I can't, you know, spend the rest of my life reading this and the volume that is on my lap. And actually, there was even more that were sent over. But I did the best I could to just, get some background on you and who is Betty from
right.
various places. And something occurred to me as I was reading all these things and watching. I
Mhm.
wanted to ask you, have you ever heard of something called the Dunning-Kruger effect?
Nah, I don't think that. No, nope. I'm not familiar with that. No.
Okay. Okay, great. I just want to read this to you because when I came across this, I thought, my goodness, sometimes I find it helps patients if I can give them a documented condition that maybe they could refer back to should they
Mhm.
want to. And you seem like someone who's very receptive to, you know, improving yourself.
Oh, I am.
So,
I
okay,
read,
so
I actually read The Language of Letting Go every single day. I read it every day. I've been reading it for 6 years straight, every day.
um well, I know that book has had several editions, several updates. Are you reading the latest
No,
edition? Do you know? Okay.
1998. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I'm just curious. Why is it? Why 6 years? That seems like a long time.
Well, I mean, sometimes things are just worth reading twice, and sometimes
Oh, okay.
I don't really absorb it, so I have to kind of go back.
Oh, I was just going to ask you. Do you find it's helpful?
Eh, yeah, I do. I mean, except when the haters, I'm a human. I'm a human, and I get emotional just like everybody else does, and they just expect me to just take it and take it, and sometimes I just can't take it anymore, and that's when I, blow my top, so to speak.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
kind
I've seen quite a bit of that. In fact, that seems to be your baseline. That's just a little bit of medical jargon, but we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But the Dunning-Kruger effect is cognitive bias in which people with limited competence in particular domains overestimate their abilities. Some researchers also include the opposite effect for high performers, their tendency to underestimate their skills, but that part doesn't really apply to you. So just something to keep in mind that when you're doing your I understand you do a lot of research like show prep.
I do. I
Okay.
binders. I have binders full of all my research. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so just a few more medical questions, and then we'll move on to some more, fun questions.
Hmm.
Um, do you ever experience any of the following? Delusions of grandeur?
No,
No. Paranoia?
no.
No. Auditory or visual hallucinations? Now, Betty, I want to tell you this only works if you're honest with yourself. First and foremost, you need to be honest with yourself, okay? But if you want to get your psychiatric clearance to follow the Don on the campaign trail and be a front row Joe, well, you're going to need to be honest with me. So, let me ask one more time so you're sure you understand the question, and then you whatever your answer is. Do you ever experience any auditory or visual hallucinations?
I don't think so. I don't think I do. I mean, I'm pretty in tune with myself. I don't think so.
Okay, so I'll just put not sure. Oh, interestingly enough, you just brought this up. Do you ever have visions of binders and or printers?
Yes, I do have a wealth of binders in these cupboards behind me. They are full of binders, not very organized. That is not Bullhorn Betty's forte. Um, and yes,
Yeah, yeah. I saw your home in some of your videos. Did you just move into that house?
no, I've lived here
No.
since
Oh,
19.
okay. Oh, okay. I just, there was quite a bit of, just a lot of things around. I didn't know maybe you just moved in, or maybe you were moving out. Okay, good to know. Do you get exercise on a regular basis? Like, how often do you get off your ass and go do whatever you do?
Well, a lot more than my haters, that's for sure. I
Oh,
mean, a lot more than them.
how do you know that? See, that's something that I'm quite interested in, because I hear you make these proclamations, these vehement assertions, and I mean, Betty, you really don't have any way of knowing what anyone is doing that is not you. So
Well,
how tell me how
I
you know that.
Okay, because they sit there, they have all the time in the world to just sit there and hate on me and make videos and just put me down and run my name and defame me. So I know that they just have a lot of time on their hands, and if they were doing what I was doing, they wouldn't have that time. I can promise you that.
Okay. And I noticed you use the word they quite a bit. Who is they?
Well, it's a whole core group of haters. You see,
Okay.
there's a core group of haters. I can't name names because, like I said, we decided that we weren't going to do names, and we weren't going to discuss litigation.
Mhm.
But there is a core
Okay.
group of haters who just love to run around with their stories and their lies, and that's pretty much them. It's just one big conglomerate of haters.
A conglomerate, my goodness. So I guess you feel sort of persecuted?
I do. Yes, I do. I think yes.
Okay. Um, do you think you possibly invite any of that, or you um egg it on in a sense? I mean, you seem to be you're not a shrinking violet, Betty. That's what I'm trying to get at. You
I
seem
think
to thrive in chaos and conflict, from, just based on what I see. And at
well, I
least
think
I'm a shrink.
I think I do thrive in chaos. I think that stems from being in the high stress situations of searching for missing people and searching for clues. I think that those times are pretty volatile times out there in the field, and I think that I have kind of a fight or flight mechanism that I tend to stay in fight versus flight for sure.
Absolutely. Well, see that you do have some insight into yourself. I'm very happy to hear you say that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, one other question on that regard. How, quite sadly, there are millions of people that go missing and or worse in this country.
Mhm.
How do you decide which people are worthy of your efforts? Because my goodness, there's so many, quite sadly.
Well, first I look and I see which ones are, drawing the most attention. Anything that's drawing a lot of attention, those are the ones where I want to be at because, I help spread this awareness. I help spread the word. So, if I'm there and there's media there, that's just more opportunity to spread the word, and especially to my audience. They're my supporters. They do support me on my endeavors. So, I have to keep them entertained as well, if you will.
Oh, so you don't actually fund your own trips?
Well, no, I do not because I travel so much. I cannot actually have a job per se, but I
Oh,
charge.
okay. Well, I then we might need to reclassify some of these things that you told me were jobs, because jobs typically you get paid to do. Okay. All right. Okay. Carrying on. Got the exercise. Yeah, you're Betty. Now this came as a big surprise to me, but I'll take you at your word. You profess to have quote big balls. So the size of your testicles, are they within the range of normal, would you say? Please do not drop your pants and show me. That's I'm going to take your word for it, whatever your answer is.
Well, when I say that I have, big huevos, it's not that, I actually have, like a set of balls. That's not what I.
Oh, this is metaphorical. Okay, okay, I gotcha.
I
Like
just
that
mean
AC/DC
I'm
song.
not
I've
that.
got big balls, you've got big balls, but she's got the biggest balls of them all. Yes, got it.
I'm not.
Okay. So the boxers or briefs question is not applicable, you're saying?
I digress. I digress on that.
I don't think digress is the word you're looking for, but okay. Um something I noticed in every video I saw of you on anyone's platform, yours, theirs, the real media, um I noticed that your pupils are always at a pinpoint. And I would just like you to check in with your PCP, because that can be indicative of some other issues that we're not going to be able to delve into real
Well,
deeply here.
because of
Okay.
my, you see, that's why I always have the double glasses because some.
Oh, do you have cataracts? That looks like a welding shield. Do you weld?
No, these I got these at actually the pilot station while I was on my way to my last, search and rescue.
I was just going to ask you. Did you get those at Pep Boys or Pilot?
A pilot. I prefer pilot coffee for sure.
Okay. 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 I really like those. In fact, you might need to email me
Mhm.
exactly which Pilot you got those at, because I might
Oh,
want a pair or
pretty
20.
sure I was
Okay.
on my way to I think it was when I was going to Texas, but maybe Tennessee. I've been so many places the last few
I
months.
know. My goodness, it's too bad that you can't afford to fly, because you'd have enough frequent flyer miles. My goodness, you could go to
I have
Paris, Antarctica. I mean, you could travel the world.
I have too much. Me and Olivia have too much equipment. We have too much equipment to fly. It's just too much.
Oh, well, maybe, now it's just an idea. I don't know if it would, work, fly, so to speak. There are planes that just fly mail and or cargo. And, maybe you could get a deal if you agreed to sit down in the cargo hold. I don't know. I'm just
I
trying to help you out.
I travel with partners, so
Oh, yes, yes. I was
yeah.
going to ask you, I noticed in one of your last videos a few weeks ago, you were sleeping in your car overnight somewhere.
Yeah, that's how dedicated I am.
Are you not concerned for your safety, Betty?
No,
That worries me for you.
no. Remember, back to
Mm.
the balls. Nobody's
Oh,
messing with.
that's right. Big balls. Okay. Okay. Big balls. Okay. Uh, are you presently on any medication that I would need to know about besides what you already filled out in your H&B?
Nope, nothing.
Okay. Okay, good. Betty, could you just think back in your memory and tell me the last time you can remember having a really good, happy day? Just,
Um,
approximate.
well, um, well, last year I did go on this. It was at the boat ramp, and there was a bunch of other people who support Trump there, and I was able to kind of unwind, and I kind of had a few beverages, and
Oh,
that was just. I think that was great. But I mean, this whole rest of the year since June of 2023, I've been working nonstop. There is no time for play or fun. It's
no
working.
self-care? You're not interested in self-care maybe?
I do, I'm very simple. I'm a very
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I see that.
a chapstick, and a hairbrush. And most of the time when I'm out in the field, we just put a hat on because we don't have time, for
Mm.
for fashion shows, if you will.
Yeah, yeah. Just my expert medical opinion, Betty, if you clearly you want to hold on to those 12 strands you have left, honey, please don't put a brush in that hair. Okay. Because I can tell the hair, while I'm not a hairdresser, um, I've been going to one for my entire adult life, and I can tell that hair is it's very stressed, much like you. So just
Well,
no brush, no
I'm
brush.
in a lot, I'm in the sun, I'm in the elements. It's
Yeah.
cold sometimes. I get stickers, pickers, whatever, all over.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Stickers, yes. Okay. Oh, so you mean your Lululemons ish bootleg Lulus? You don't act. You're like me. See, I'm a poser too. I wear workout clothes, but I don't work out. I don't
Well,
have time either. I'm busy doing,
it's
frontal lobotomies, giving psychiatric clearance to
working
potential
out.
Trumpers.
That's working out for me. I am getting a workout. I
Good.
don't this bullhorn Betty body by just sitting here. you know,
Yes, I heard you tell now. I heard you telling there's another blonde that apparently you really don't like. I think her name was Crime something in fashion, crimes in fashion maybe. And yes, I remember you told her that you had a nice tight ass due
I
to
I do. I was
yes.
not. I do.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. From yeah, I guess searching for Betty, are you prepared for what could happen if you actually find something in the woods that you say you're looking for? Um, that could be very psychologically upsetting.
Well,
Are you prepared for that?
I've practiced it.
Oh, you have. Oh. How
Mhm.
did you practice? I'm just curious.
Well, I had Olivia, set a few things out. I actually, and then I like a tarp. There's a tarp there, and I felt like
So
maybe,
role playing? You were role playing.
yeah, and so because I
Okay.
want sure that I did it right. So I had that sitting there, and then I was walking, we were filming, and I stumbled upon the tarp, and yeah, I think my reaction was pretty spot on. I think I'll be able to hold my composure for sure. I mean,
I,
you
you
saw.
know, I,
Oh,
Betty, I think you're right about that. Since you brought it up, I do have a slight concern.
sure.
This Olivia that you mentioned quite a bit, that you
Mhm.
travel with, your partner in crime or solving crimes or fighting crimes or
Business
being
partner.
crimes, whatever it is. It seems a little there's a very large age disparity between the two of you, and you know, I just see that it could potentially be, you know, I'm just a little puzzled by why a woman your age wants to have a
Well,
playmate that's
she's very
older.
she's very talented. She is she's
Yes, yes.
very
And a
calm.
beautiful young lady.
She's beautiful. She absolutely is beautiful. She's very calm. Clearly I am not. So she's down a little sometimes. And she is the yin to my yang, if you will.
Where did you two meet? I mean,
Tennessee. Or nope, I lied. Florida. Florida. We met in Florida.
oh, okay. Yeah. Well, my goodness. Oh, yes, Brian Laundrie. Wasn't that the case you were working? That's what
Yeah.
introduced you to the world. It was my
Yeah.
understanding.
Yes, me and my bullhorn, we were my trusty bullhorn. We were out there, and that is actually how I got my the moniker Bullhorn Betty. Yes. Before that, I was, just myself.
I know that you I've also heard you referred to as Machete Betty. I have to say that one's a bit concerning. That I'm not sure I like that moniker for
There
you.
was no murderous innuendo with that.
Okay.
There
Okay.
was. It was.
I'll take you at your word.
Yeah.
So friends, we have
Mhm.
Olivia, who's what, 20 years your junior or so ish. Okay, so we have Olivia. Do you have any other friends?
No, I don't have. I mean, I have a couple here, yes, my good friends, but I just don't have time for them. I don't have time for lots of things.
Okay. Okay. So it's just a time management thing.
It is.
It's not that you're jealous of every other woman sharing your airspace. Okay. Because I had a little bit of a concern for that. You seem to not, there's some women who they're girls. Like, I feel like I'm a girl's girl. And there's nothing wrong with that. I didn't pick up on that with you. You seem to have a lot of problems with a lot of women, and girl power, Betty. I want you to think girl power. There's nothing in the world like a good girlfriend when things go to shit.
I got swelling here on my wrist. I mean, and my garment is very tight, and I don't know what that's from.
If you had a good friend, she could cut that off your wrist. I mean,
I have to take off the garment. I don't need a GPS sitting in my kitchen.
Yeah, I don't need you throwing an embolism and stroking out on me while we're trying to get you clearance here. So just
no, of course.
Okay. And my last medical question, I think you kind of answered it when I asked you when was the last time you remember having a happy day. My follow-up question to that was, last time you had a day not worrying about the haters.
Never.
Never. Oh, Betty, I see
all the time.
I don't like that. That really bothers me. Okay, but thank you for being honest with me. So you think they're all just jealous of you? Is that what it is? They're jealous of your high-powered careers?
Absolutely.
I understand you're world famous. I mean, I had never heard of you until, a few days ago. But I can't be everywhere all the time. I've got other things going on. So
I guess you just have to look harder because I'm there.
now I know where you are, Betty. And trust me, I am going to be checking up and checking in.
Good.
Okay. And my last medical question, I think I should take you know what? Hold on a minute. My goodness. I think I'm like, I need to take my own. Oh my goodness. Is it
I'm
there?
old-fashioned. I do mine like this. I am very old-fashioned.
Oh, you do your pulse. Okay. But you don't have a stethoscope. So that's why. See, I have a stethoscope. I have all the toys.
I can't fit it on here.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was, my goodness, Betty, my my patients don't usually give me anxiety, but goodness, I'm starting to.
I've been told I do that. I've been told I can do that sometimes.
You
Yeah.
know what? I think they're right. Okay. I think the next. All right. Let's see. I have some non-medical questions. Let's run through these. Have you ever had a job? Not working for yourself, but like a real job where you got a paycheck. And if
Yeah.
so, okay, how long did you have that job?
61 days.
61 days. Okay. And I assume it wasn't your fault, whatever happened.
No.
Okay. My next question was what exactly happened to your hair? But I think we've covered that in depth. What would you say? Where would you say are the best public toilets located? Would it be at the Trump rallies, like the portalettes, or in the various municipal buildings that I know you are in and out of
No.
on the regular?
Good old leaves in the woods. You know, like I said, I'm out in the woods very often.
Commando? Wow, you go commando? Do you take toilet paper with you, or do you just like grab a piece of moss or
compostable toilet paper is what I prefer to use. Yes.
Be careful with that. I don't want you getting chiggers
We bury it.
No, I don't want you to get them, on your body anywhere. That could be very bad. Please be careful.
I had a thing on my back, and I had to
like
bear.
What kind of thing? Like a monkey?
No, it was a thorn, and it was stuck 17 inches into my spine, and I had to have Olivia dig it out.
Oh my God, like the thorn in the lion's paw? Is that what's wrong with you? You've had a thorn in your back all this time?
Well, it's gone. It's gone. Olivia got it out.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
She's the best.
You sure it's gone?
She needs to be a doctor.
Okay. She did?
Mm-hmm. She should be.
I don't think she's been alive long enough to be a doctor.
Well, I think she's just a natural talent.
Okay, but this isn't about Olivia. We've already cleared her, and I'm pretty sure she's got better things to do. She's not trying to be a Trumper, right?
She didn't seem to express interest. No.
Yeah. Oh, I see you're wearing your hula hoops. I'm wearing hoops today too. Mine are these nice little diamond hoops. But you like, my goodness. Well, like for you, those are kind of small. I know that's with all your lanyards that I see you wearing and those giant hula hoop size hoops, Betty, I worry that something bad could happen. So please, just speaking from a medical standpoint, please be careful wearing all those lanyards with those hoop earrings. Okay.
I feel like I do have a little tension, in the my upper shoulder area. My scapula has been a little sore lately. I think
it's all those lanyards. It's all the lanyards.
I do, and I have to carry a lot of equipment. I have tripods, cameras. I have
that's right. Okay, well, I know you have a nice tight ass. How is your core? Is that good?
It could be. That's personal, but I feel like it could probably be, a little bit more taut, if you will.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But don't feel bad. That happens to lots of women when they start the menopausal slide. So the menopausal electric slide. Don't worry. Look, I survived. And some people would say never mind. It's not about me. Betty, how many people have you gotten fired from their jobs?
13.
Oh, that's an interesting number. 13. How many people have you sued?
26.
26. And how many of those 26 suits have you prevailed?
One.
And what was what was your prize? What did you get?
$25.
$25. My goodness, it doesn't quite seem like it's worth the, what is that they say about is the juice worth the squeeze?
It's the
I'm not sure.
principle. It is the
Oh, the
principle.
principle. Okay. Okay. Um, can you tell me, just based on your personal experience, what county and or state has the best jails? Like if I was out there and wanted to get arrested, what would be a good place to do it?
Oh, well, Tennessee, because they just let everybody off. I mean, there's no laws. It is just lawless there. I mean, you could do anything there.
Yeah. And you're still allowed in the state of Tennessee? You're
I
free
am
to go there?
citizen. I am a Republican. I am a I am a Trump supporter. I can go wherever I want. Donald Trump said so.
Okay. A rolling stone gathers no moss, Betty.
Correct.
How many friends do you have on any kind of government watch list?
I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth. Okay. That could impact my decision as to your mental fitness to be a front row Joe. Just so you know. And at any point in time, if you want to expand upon an answer that you gave, you just let me know, and I'd be happy to note that in your charts.
Sure.
Is there any home improvement job that you cannot do? I
No.
saw you're quite handy.
No, I can do it now. I did a swag ceiling fan. Well, it's in the other room, so you really can't see that. But I did a
I
swag.
did see that. Yes.
My roof was damaged. I went up and told the roofers how to do their job because they were doing it wrong.
Oh,
I
my goodness.
headlight in my vehicle. I do that. My own oil, my blinker fluid. Yeah, I do it all.
Wow. You are a real Renaissance woman.
I am.
Okay. Do you ever recognize, we all have people, no matter what our job, we all have people who support us and help make our job easier, help us be the best version of ourselves that we can be. And I know when you're like a world famous YouTuber, they call them mods, which I believe is short for moderators. They're very important. So I was just wondering, and yours seem to, my goodness, they seem to have to work very hard. So as such, I was just wondering, do you ever recognize your mods in any kind of way? Like, maybe at Christmas time, do you give them a gift? Do you acknowledge birthdays?
Yes.
President's Day, that would be a big day for you. Any of those?
That's for celebrating him.
Oh, him being Trump. Okay. But do you do anything nice for the people that help you? You do.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I sent them each a box of Queen Anne chocolate covered cherries for Christmas.
Oh. Well, if you really want to show the love, you could add a fruit cake in, because those go really good with those cherries.
They loved them. They all thanked me and they were ecstatic.
Okay. I think we covered why you wear the lanyards, but I am curious about this. Why do you wear all the lanyards when you're at home? Like not out in the soccer field or the football field?
I usually have my keys on
Field of Dreams.
See, I just put it.
Oh, okay.
And I have
a
whistle.
Oh, is that like a R whistle?
Well, that's for my.
I don't think you need to worry about that.
Wild bears in the woods.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey, this is the first line of defense right here. This whistle.
Oh, that's a whistle. What's that piece of paper? Your press pass? What's your press pass?
And then my whistle. I keep it all together.
Okay. Oh, that's a great idea. I love that. I love collating things. but what seeing like all the glasses and whatnot, have you ever considered maybe putting one of your glasses on one of those lanyards?
Well,
I mean, they're there. You may as well use them.
I had a chain, a chain that my glasses,
Uh-huh.
but I,
Perfect.
you know, a little bit well endowed. So they were bouncing, and it was a mess. So I
Bouncing?
I prefer
Your girls or your glasses?
both.
Both. Okay. Yeah. I noticed you might want to, this isn't really a medical. Well, it could be. I don't want you to get I don't want you to get a bruise on your shin.
Right.
Foundation garments are the start of every good outfit is proper undergarments. So, since you are well endowed, I know you, Betty, I've picked up in my various research while looking into you that you seem to have some kind of anger and or trauma around large breasts, especially silicone ones. You seemed quite bothered by what was that woman's name? Fashion,
Yes,
Crimes
her.
of Fashion. Yes, she seems like a lovely woman. What, boy, you don't like her, do you?
I mean, I digress on that one as well. I don't, this is about me here. This is about me.
Yes. But I just, as a psychiatrist, Dr. Freud, he's our mentor. He's the OG. And, Freud had a lot of thoughts on certain complexes that we have that could influence our, there's something called is it the Oedipus complex or Oedipal complex, where, they say boys look at their mother as romantic figures. We'll just say, I'm zhuzhing it up a little because this is, public internet fame. But you seem to, I'm picking up on this trauma around or anger around large breasts, most especially breast implants. What is it?
If we're going to get down to the brass tacks of it,
Well, why don't we?
I wasn't breastfed. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the doctor. I don't know. It might have something to do with, I have never found a proper fitting brassiere, if you will,
Oh, yes. I like that self insight. I really do. Right. Because I was thinking the same thing myself. As I've watched you, you wear shirts that are ill-fitting. So of course I can see the outline of your brassiere, as you call it.
They're men's. These are men's shirts.
That's okay. I don't mind that, but I think you need a larger, I don't know. I would like to get down to the bottom of your anger and or trauma around silicone breast implants, because it bothers me. It troubles me that you are worrying about another woman's body parts. And Betty, because I don't like misinformation, medical information flying around out there, and I am a doctor. Well, I'm not a plastic surgeon. Oh, how I wish. But I couldn't do surgery on myself. But as a doctor, I need to let you know that in modern plastic surgery, whether it's breast implants or facial injections, none of the above are made of plastic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I like to say plastic. That's my chosen vernacular for that specific, surgery, if you will. So I say plastic, and you can just.
I see you're getting a little wound up. Just let's dial it down, because
I'm fine.
Were you watching when I asked if there we
go.
Ready to go. Don't make me use this. Okay.
I do not have Thorazine. Somebody tried to give me Thorazine one time, and I had a reaction. I can't take Thorazine.
Okay. Well, we've got other ways. Okay. You might enjoy the Ativan, I dare say.
Ugh.
little milk of amnesia. How about a side of propofol? That, it worked. Michael Jackson loved it. Okay.
He did.
This I have another very important question for you.
Sure.
I understand that you have a moderator by the name of Sonia.
Mhm.
Is she also your friend, or is she just your unpaid employee moderator?
Both.
Okay, so as such, I'm just wondering. Quite sadly, I heard that Sonia was very generously gave a friend of yours $500.
Sure.
And apparently she desperately needed that money back to, it was allotted for her living expenses. So I was just wondering, did you by any chance make Sonia whole and give her $500 out of your war chest?
Well, I didn't necessarily give her, I'm not going to disclose the dollar amount, but let's just say that I did what I could do. I did what I could do for her.
Okay. I'm very glad to hear that because, I'm sure because she loves and trusts and admires you, whatever it may be, that makes her your ride or die. I know if it was me and I brought someone into the fold that then allegedly scammed my right hand man, lady, out of money, I would feel, as a decent person, I would feel obligated to make her whole. But that's just me.
I did what I could do.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so based on that answer, I don't need to ask the next question.
Sure.
Betty, if you could have one plastic surgery, what would it be? Now I know you are naturally beautiful. You are perfect in every way, but if we could just tweak you a little bit, what if the sky's the limit? What would it be?
I have this crevice here.
Oh, that's your glabella.
Yes, and I have the 11s. So
I think those are 111s.
I would like, maybe some whatever it is the kids get these days. Whatever it is that
that would be Botox, but I think we would probably listen. It's pretty advanced. We're not going to be able to completely wipe it away unless we take the entire allotment of Botox for the United States and get it shipped in an oil drum size.
Well,
and we could get rid of it, but you'd be dead, and we don't want that. So
I could probably
improve. We can improve. Would that be good? Would that make you happy?
Yeah, I could do hair plugs instead if that's better. I could do that.
In terms of bang for your buck, I hair plugs all day long. Or a good wig. My God, a good wig. They make fantastic, beautiful wigs.
I'm too busy for that. I'm too busy. I don't have time.
Just remember what I said. Do not brush. Under no circumstances do you put a brush in that hair.
I just smooth it.
Okay. All right. So, my goodness, my next question was hair goals. What are your hair goals? Do you have any?
I would like to get it a little bit lighter, I think. Yeah. A little bit lighter, I think, would be great. I haven't quite achieved that level, 228 that I'm looking for. I'm kind of at like a 118.
Well, yeah. I myself, this is not natural. I don't know what color my own hair is. I haven't seen it in decades, but I'm what they call a double 40.
Oh, well,
that makes 80. And that's the volume of the peroxide to get the lift. But, we can't sacrifice the integrity of the hair shaft. If you're just looking for white with shades of yellow and orange, you could get
it looks thin. You can't, I don't know. Here, we can, you see, it looks thin, but it's actually very healthy. It's very thick. It's
long. It's long.
It's very long.
It's light.
Some pieces are longer than others, but
like all of them. Okay. Okay. This is a little more of a personal question, but I need to know. When is the last time you had sexual intercourse without something that requires batteries?
Well, that would be
I mean, self-love is okay. There's no shame in that, but I'm just interested in real flesh and blood partner.
2000.
2000.
June.
Oh, goodness. Are you on any dating apps? Are you
I
interested?
am. There is a specific website that is just for gun owning Trumpers.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Great. I was going to say, I know you're a religious woman, Christian Mingle. Have you tried that?
I didn't like it.
No,
No.
not religious enough. Not pious. Would you call yourself pious? Are you a pious woman?
Less political. I need more political.
Okay. Then maybe at one of the rallies, you'll meet Mr. Right now.
I do meet a lot of people at the rallies.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Betty, can you tell me why it is that you attend school board meetings when my understanding is you do not have any children, correct?
I do not.
Okay. So why attend the school board meetings?
I pay taxes. I am a taxpayer. I pay the school taxes. I pay their salaries. I have a voice too.
Kind of. You have any tax returns to prove that?
No, I do.
You do.
2 binders right up there.
That's good because I think you're going to need those in not too long. If I'm not mistaken, aren't you involved in some litigation right now?
I am. Remember that? I am.
Yeah. I know there's going to be discovery. Every court process has discovery. So I'm glad to hear you've got your financials all in one place.
All I can say is we've already discussed it, and we, meaning me, myself, and my lawyer, who is also me, have discussed that that's probably not going to happen. But I mean, haters can say what they want, of course.
They just want to be you, maybe? You think?
I just want to take. I think they want to eliminate me from the platform.
Well, you're a force to be reckoned with. I mean, my goodness.
Okay.
One last question here, and then we're going to move on to, it's kind of like speed dating. I call it either or. So I'm just going to ask you, I'm going to give you 2 options, and you're going to pick the one that you like the best. But first, one last question. Is there anyone in the world, be it male or female, that you have anything nice to say about?
Yes.
Oh, good. Who?
Myself and Donald Trump.
Well, you don't count, Betty. It needs to be someone that's not you.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Okay. Anybody else?
Nope.
Like someone you've actually met or know in your life, maybe?
I met him. I saw him. He was a football field away. I saw him. He waved.
Okay. All right. Now, just think of this kind of as like speed dating. It's just going to be a series of this or that, and you tell me whichever one is Betty. Best place to make copies. Flyers. Staples or Kinko's?
Kinko's.
Betty, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but please let me complete asking the question before you begin the answer. Kind of like Jeopardy. Oh, well, I'm sure you've never watched Jeopardy. Okay.
I am here.
Front row Joe or backdoor bitch?
Front row Joe.
Front row Joe. Okay. Saw that coming. GED or PhD?
GED.
GED. 5150 or 187?
187.
Whopper or Big Mac?
Well.
My goodness, I might have to put my mask back on.
Whopper.
Yes. I like the Whopper. Fuck the Big Mac.
I agree.
Dusty Rhodes or Ric Flair?
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair all day long. I
His
gotta
stuff.
say, Ric Flair's robes with that all that Swarovski embellishment on
His hair,
point.
it's his hair
Uh,
for me.
oh yes, the hair too. Yeah, yeah.
It's the hair.
Dog the Bounty Hunter or John Walsh?
Dog.
Dog. Okay. JLR or Dolly Vision?
We don't do that.
We don't
We
do
don't.
what?
Nope. We don't talk about those two. Nope.
Are you sure?
I can't.
Hypothetically?
I can't.
Okay. I'm
Dog.
gonna have to note that you declined to answer.
Dolly.
Dolly. Okay. Pet Boys or Discount Auto Parts?
Discount auto parts because I do my own mechanic work.
Of course. What's your favorite scent? I'm just veering. I'm just digressing for a moment. What's your favorite? If it would behoove your car to get an air freshener, which color pine tree do you like the best?
I prefer just the original. Nope, the black ice. The black one. Ice.
Okay.
I thought you meant what perfume do I wear? I wear exclamation.
Oh, who makes that?
Walgreens. I don't know.
Gina Tay? Gina
Ex-
Tay?
I don't know.
think
I
it is Gina Tay. I can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan. Okay. Accessories.
Mhm.
Pilot gas station or AutoZone?
Pilot.
Pilot. Clothing. Cracker Barrel or Bucky's?
Bucky's.
Yes, Bucky's all day. I myself bought a nice outfit from the Bucky's when last I was there. Betty, did you lie to me? You told me you didn't have any pets.
It's my neighbor.
Is that a dog I hear?
No, my neighbor had to go, so I'm babysitting his dog, and it just barks.
You don't have that dog locked up in a room, do you?
No, I mean it's on its
It's
leash.
got access to food and water?
Of course.
Okay. Okay.
I made it meat.
Okay. Western Union or Amscot?
Western Union.
Western Union. Crisco or clarified butter?
Crisco.
Crisco. Michelin star or Michelin tires?
Tires.
Friends in high places or friends in low places?
Low. We sing that song at every rally.
Oh, you do?
We
I
do.
love that song. I might need to go to one of these rallies. Activist or terrorist?
Activist. I am an activist, a child activist.
Oh, okay. Ashley Furniture or Rooms to Go?
Rooms to go. I had an incident at Ashley Furniture, and now we don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Are you barred from entry to Ashley Furniture, or it's just
Well,
principal with you?
the one in Pennsylvania, I am barred. Yes, I am, but
Okay.
I refuse to go to any Ashley Furniture.
Oh, so it's a principal thing. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm glad we finally found one that you have. No Ashley Furniture principal. Okay, I'm going to note that in your chart. We finally found one. Okay. Drita or Big Ange?
Big Ange. Big Ange.
Oh, see, I picked you as a Drita kind of girl. Big Ange seems awfully nice.
I Big Ange is just, I kind of feel like her sometimes.
No, I think you're a Drita. Taxpayer or welfare queen?
I am a taxpayer. That's why I go to the.
Oh, of course. That's right. I forgot. School board or board of county commissioners?
Well, I mean, if I had to pick one, I would say county commissioners, because they are, televised.
Oh, well, are the school boards not televised? No. I thought they were. Okay. Joe Dirt or Sinead O'Connor?
I feel like I probably relate a little bit more to Joe Dirt.
I think you're right. Columbo or Beretta?
Beretta, because it reminds me of a,
Perry Mason or the guy from Mayberry? What was his name? You know who I'm talking about.
The cop guy, Barney Fife?
Yes. Him or Perry Mason?
Barney Fife.
Really? That's interesting because I remember when you said you were watching Perry Mason when you were 5. But, you know, I have to say, Betty, I caught you on that one because you weren't alive when, or Perry Mason. Yeah, no, you couldn't have been watching Perry Mason at 5. Strangulation, manual or garrote?
Manual.
Karaoke song. The Devil Went Down to Georgia, Charlie Daniels Band, or Evil Woman, Black Sabbath?
The Devil Went Down to Georgia. I feel like I could relate to that song.
Yes. So glad you picked that one.
I do.
Motel 6 or Super 8?
They are both great, and I love them both. I mean, I have stayed at hotels, and those are the top 2. Anytime I go to a different town, I say, okay, do they have a Motel 6? Do they have a Super 8? Which one? And if they have both, it's so hard to decide.
Do they have a 7 and you could split the difference?
No, I thought 7-Eleven.
Do they have like bars in the little bars in the lobby of those hotels?
Like on the windows?
No, like do they have concierge? Do they have
Oh, I mean, yeah, they can give you can go get, they have a couple things on tap. You can go get a tall boy if you want.
Okay. Just put like a paper bag around it. So
they're usually put next to Circle K's anyway. So it's usually, this is how it always goes in my experience. It's a Circle K, Motel 6. You can just walk across and get whatever you need, your White Claw, your Seagrams, whatever.
Gin and juice or Bush beer?
Bush.
I knew you were going to say that. Think about this one before you just make a snap answer. Breast implants, high and mighty, or natural tennis ball in a tube sock?
Not what natural. I am a natural. I am natural. I don't agree with the plastic. I don't agree, at the tits in the throat. It's just not it. It's just not it. That's not natural. That is not what men like. I'm sorry. It's not what men like.
Okay. You might be going to the wrong men. Ashley Banfield or Paula Zahn?
I hate Ashley Banfield. Ashley Banfield is the worst thing that's ever happened to true crime on the internet and anything else. So Paula Zahn.
Well, some would say that about you. So Don't you think you're being a little hard on Ashley?
The haters say that. That nobody with a brain actually says that. It's the haters that say that.
Okay. So I guess your answer is Paula Zahn.
Yeah.
Okay. TV show. Evil Lives Here or American Monster?
American Monster.
I like that one too. Here, this is going to be a hard one for you, but you're going to have to pick one. BFF, Sonia or Aileen?
Well, they both come with great information, and they each have their perks.
Well, tell me what are their, because maybe I can help you make a decision. What are their perks, as you call them?
Well,
tell me some of Sonia's perks.
She gives me a lot of information on the back end. While I'm out in the field, she's spitting information at me. She's very helpful in that way.
She seems very dedicated to you.
She's a great supporter. Financially, she is a great financial supporter.
She is. You take money from her?
She's, well, that's between her and I. And she's,
Well, you brought it up.
And then,
Your Honor, she opened the door.
Right. And then the other one, Aileen, she does whatever I say. It doesn't matter, whatever I say.
I in psychiatry, we do not call this term, our nomenclature does not recognize the term hate bonding, although we might in the next edition of the DSM. It's quite possible. I actually like that term quite a bit. But just because we don't call it hate bonding in psychiatry, that doesn't mean we don't have a diagnostic code for it. We certainly do. I see a lot of that going on in this place. I know Sonia's been with you quite a while. Do you hold Aileen in the same status as you do Sonia?
Yeah, she's very
Aileen said a lot of really nasty things about you, and then when she defected from one of your haters, I guess, it seems you welcomed her with open arms.
No, she saw the error of her ways.
Yeah. Okay.
Why fight the good when you can join the good? So that's what she did. She joined us.
Yeah. Okay. Vanity Fair or Rolling Stone?
Rolling Stones.
Civil court or criminal court?
No, I have a vast experience in both, but I would have to say that I much prefer civil.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. Bail or ROR?
ROR. I mean, that is who has time?
I know, it's a no-brainer. Tinder or Christian Mingle?
Well, I explained Christian Mingle, but if I was going to do it if I had to pick between the two and there wasn't my third option that I am currently, on, then I would pick Christian Mingle.
Okay. Yes. Being a Christian woman like you are. How often do you attend church?
Every Sunday on the computer.
Every Sunday on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
How's that work? Like, I've often wondered, like, do you know that I saw a church that actually in the pew, when I was growing up, they passed a basket and you would put an envelope in a basket.
Mm-hmm.
They were using iPads. Like, you can't use that excuse anymore that, I forgot my wallet. They will pass you an iPad and say, I guess all your banking apps are on there. Do you tithe to your church?
Well, I know you're supposed to tithe 10%, but I utilize, some of their services. I frequent the food pantry.
Which services?
The food.
Those kinds of services. Okay,
Mm.
I thought you meant like exorcism and whatnot. You mean okay.
No. So I feel like I'm exempt.
Oh, yeah. I definitely get that impression from you that you definitely seem to think you are exempt from a lot of things in the world.
I am.
And I'm almost done with these. Talkspace or BetterHelp?
Well, I don't know. I kind of enjoy this. I like this.
Yeah. Betty, my goodness, if you could just find some women that you're not insanely jealous of, and you could, meet with them in the spirit of friendship and girl power, you might get a lot more friends. You seem to be a very negative person.
Well, my haters make me that way. What I did every day, and you had to deal with what I had to deal with every day, you would be this way also.
Yeah. No. The language of letting go or the language of never letting go?
Letting go. The language of letting go. That helped me, tremendously.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. King James Bible or Satanic Bible?
King James.
John Grisham or Anne Rule?
John Grisham.
Erin Brockovich or Karen Silkwood?
Erin Brockovich.
I knew you were going to pick that one. And my final one, School of Thought or School of Hard Knocks?
School. I think I belong in both of those. I mean, I am very pensive, and I have definitely had a colorful life. So I guess both.
Yeah. If there was anything you could change about yourself, what would it be? And it can be anything you want. It can be physically, mentally, anything goes. The sky's the limit. If I had, if this was a magic wand rather than a syringe full of Thorazine and Ativan, what wish would you like me to grant with this wand?
I need a new car.
A what?
I need a new car.
You need a new car?
I do.
Damn. What kind of car do you want?
I need a
sky's the limit, girl.
Like a Cadillac Escalade would be great. Possibly maybe
highly recommend those. They're fabulous. It's like driving a living room. They're lovely.
I need something with 3 rows, 3-row seating. I need something with a large cargo space so I can sleep there. It would save me a lot of money on the budget hotels. I feel like I could go through all the terrain that I need to go through. There's just, there's a plethora of reasons why I need an Escalade.
Betty, I am so proud of you. You used the word plethora properly. Oh, but wait. While you used it properly, I think you called it polythera. Did you say polythera?
I may have. Sometimes I just get a little, tongue-tied. If I might be so bold, I've just got my handy prescription pad. This is prescriptions for Dr. Bee's Knees. And oh goodness, wait a minute. I love show and tell. I love samples. I love when I can give my patients samples because, God knows medication is expensive, especially the kind of medication I'm going to provide you a prescription for. Okay, so we're going to start you off Ativan. 500 milligrams, 8 times a day. I feel like that's. I feel like excessive.
Yeah. I'm going to give you my nurse is going to give you some samples here. This is your script.
Okay.
I love this lab coat. It is big enough to carry this around in the pockets, and it's actually kind of fashionable. Oh, goodness. Do you have time to take some questions from the chat, from the fellow?
I do. I have exactly, let me look at my Garmin. I have exactly 10 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Okay. It's not like you have a job, so, I do, but.
I have a meeting.
Oh, a meeting. Okay. Is it going to be on the internet? Can we watch it? Can I live stream it?
I don't know if they're gonna live stream it. I don't know.
Okay. Let me just take my I want to listen to my heartbeat. Have we? Oh, crazy nurse. I'm just gonna ask my nurse a question. Have we been able to confirm that that patient Bullhorn, does she actually have a heart? Could you find it? Okay. Remember what I said about going and checking your blood pressure at the CVS or the Walgreens or the Pet Boys or Cracker Barrel, wherever the hell you are in your travels. Do that. And now I'm going to just ask some questions. So make them good because Betty is a busy woman, unlike myself. I mean, I'm just a psychiatrist. I don't have, I just sit around analyzing famous internet celebrities. So, okay. V. Kaser wants to know if the hat is bedazzled.
It is.
Oh, that is sexy. I love that.
It's a panther.
Ooh.
Ed Hardy. Ed Hardy made it.
Where did you find that? I didn't know Ed Hardy was still around.
Well, I mean, you can find his stuff on ThreadUp or Mercari very easily.
I have never looked on Mercari. I see it everywhere. I'm gonna have to give that a try. I myself love fashion. I some people say I'm a fashionista.
Oh, I
I just love it. Senrisa doesn't want you to do your blood pressure in one of those chairs, but Senrisa, we have to confirm that she does indeed have a blood pressure. I cannot do that virtually. She does not have her own stethoscope, blood pressure cuff. So we have to make do with what we have. So this is what. Okay. Kayla wants to know, how's the snake bite?
Well, I mean, it healed up pretty well. I did not need to go get anti-venom because it was
I was just going to ask.
With that
thank God for that.
It was just a common, whatever kind of snake. Just a
so it wasn't like a king cobra or anything like that, a black mamba, nothing like that.
I did think it was a rattlesnake, but it wasn't.
Those are only good for two things: bags, shoes. Yeah, biting, very dangerous. Definitely continue to wear your. Should I write that down on your script? Let's make sure doctor's orders continue with leggings and rubber waders.
Yeah, I will never forget those again. That was life changing for me.
I bet you won't. Oh, did you end up finding that sweet little child you were out looking for so diligently? How long were you out there?
I did not.
Oh, how long were you out there? How long were you out there?
I think it was about 16 minutes. Yeah.
Wow. That brings me to a question that I didn't write down, but I'm glad I thought of. Isn't it hard when you're out? How do you search and hold like a selfie stick and look for clues and people? How do you do that? You are ambidextrous, I guess.
It takes a lot of balance and practice. And I balance and practice. That's it. That's all I can say.
Oh, practice like standing in front of a mirror taking selfies. Oh, I hate. That's just a thing I hate. I can't.
Here's my bullhorn, and I mean, so if you have the bullhorn, I usually have a strap on it. It's a strap-on bullhorn.
A strap-on? That's not. Listen, I leave that to Dr. Freud. I can't. We don't have enough time to get into that part of your life. So
it's a very good arm workout. When you're holding your phone, it's good.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hold on. The questions are flying by, so now I'm trying to go backwards. I did have Happy Life would like to know if you would be willing to go on a date. We might make a love connection here.
Well, I mean, there would be some, preliminary questions that I would have to ask. And
like what?
I don't know.
That's a good question. Tell us what's your criteria in a man? Are you interested in men?
I am.
Okay. So males. Mm-hmm. And tell me, what are your must-haves and your no way in hell, like dismissed?
Well, I mean, a must-have is, obviously they have to have the same political views as me. They have to work as hard as me. I'm not supporting somebody to just sit on their duff. They have to have the same, faith as me. They have the same Christian-based faith. You know what I'm saying? And
okay. So you've got, this is a little off topic, but I notice, I see this more and more with women of your age that are alone and, for any number of reasons, I'm sure. But they seem to have a large, like you just reeled off a list of requirements, which that's great. I don't everybody needs to have some kind of standards and checklists, but the question I always ask myself when I hear women rolling off checklist items, must haves, must not haves,
Mhm.
I invariably always say, what exactly are you bringing to the party? So tell
Ah,
me so let's just pretend your perfect man is sitting in my office waiting for his appointment, and
mhm,
he probably is.
mhm.
Um, what what can I tell him? We know what you want from him. What do I tell him that you're bringing to the party?
No, well, I mean, I'm highly educated for one. A world famous YouTuber, child activist, child advocate. I mean, who wouldn't love somebody that loves the children? I mean, it's always about the children. Uh, you know, um,
How come you don't work in that field, Betty? I'm just curious. It's a natural question for one
well,
who loves children so much.
I like to march to the beat of my own drum. I like to be my own boss. Uh, so I'm an
Mhm.
electrician, a mechanic.
Children.
I
Yeah.
mean, I
But
can
what's
help.
that have to do with children? I would
Well,
think that'd be ideal for you because children, you kind of are their boss. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to work. So it could be a real win for you. I mean,
I don't have time for children. You see, I just don't have time for them. Other than the ones I
so
help.
so why worry about everyone else's if you don't want to take the time? Well, you're a little long in the tooth now. But it's just, I don't know. It's a question I've always wondered. With people who want to tell other people how to do XYZ when they have no knowledge of XYZ.
Well, I mean, I think
Wait
you have.
1 minute. We have a question. We have a couple of them. Happy Life wants to know, do you care if I smoke as much as Snoop?
I mean, it depends. I mean, we did legalize it in a lot of states. So we're
Do
we're
you
we're,
partake?
we're doing. I do not. I do not.
You don't?
I
Oh,
don't.
stand by. Hold
It
on.
makes me paranoid.
You'll get over that. Let's see. I think we're going to start you out with 2 ounces a day. Would you prefer to uh smoke or eat?
Eat.
Edible. Okay. I am going to, in addition to your Ativan script, I am also providing you with this. You can take this to any dispensary. You can get 2 ounces a day of edibles. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just there. If you decide maybe the edibles, like 2 ounces a day is too much,
Mhm.
edible, I mean, truthfully, that might kill you. And we're not looking to do that. You bring too much to this world.
Yes.
We need your gifts. So maybe let me, when I get to my desk at the end of the day, let me go over your chart and my notes, and
Sure.
we're gonna put a pin in this, but I'm gonna put it front and center on your chart, and I will revise your prescription. But I think you could definitely benefit from uh, what is indica? Is it indica? Which
Probably.
which
Probably.
strain is supposed to just make you feel good and be
That
nice?
might be the sativa. I don't.
Sativa? Okay.
I don't know.
Betty, I'm open. I'm good with you trying any of them, all of them. Just try something. Uh which reminds me, how you doing with the smoking? Are you vaping again?
I do.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, you know,
Who's it?
Rome,
It's right.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
I do. I do.
Oh, if your potential date is law enforcement, do you
Hmm.
support them or not?
I back the blue. Absolutely. I back the
Back
blue.
the blue. Okay.
I'm
Yes.
all-
I have definitely, I got to give her that one. Well, I don't know. She always has said she backs the blue, but Betty, I notice a lot of what you do is in direct opposition to what they would probably like you to do, which is shut the fuck up and stay home.
I think that's a matter of, perspective and opinion.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, well, this is a good question from Texas Bluebonnet. I do remember this, Betty. This is kind of unfortunate when you said that some children should be euthanized.
I stand by what I say. I mean, if you have a dog that keeps biting and biting and biting and biting, and it just it's not going to stop biting, what are you going to do? You're going to put the dog down. So if you just have a kid that goes and just kills and kills and maims and maims and maims, what are you going to do? You're going to need to euthanize them. I stand on that.
Okay, Betty. Yeah, that's... Well, I know I can't dissuade you from your... My goodness, look at all those happy faces in the chat. I love to see that. Betty, here's the good news.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after this interaction with you here, I'm sitting here questioning why I ever thought that you were a horrible, wretched bitch. I mean, you've been so nice.
I'm not a monster. People paint me to be this terrible person. Once you get to know me, I'm very lovely.
Well, ish. But here's what I was going to ask you, okay? Because like I said when I walked in, I'm just a little thing. It's hard for me to hold all these.
Yeah, I mean,
okay? This is just part of it, okay? There's more. Now, one of the things that I would have liked to have gotten to today is some of the email chain that was sent over to me from a Dropbox. Are you familiar with SF Investigates?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I am.
I know he's familiar with you.
He's a fucking lowlife, faker, loser.
My goodness, he seems to be quite accomplished. So I have to say, I'm surprised to hear such.
He's a
venomous.
faker.
You think he's jealous of you? Do you think that's what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
I guess as a woman, I'm kind of glad to see that your jealous hatred does not only that it extends to the male part of the human race as well. It's not just women. Yeah. So maybe I can cross one of Dr. Freud's complexes off my list of potential diagnosis, because what we're going to do going forward here is I'm going to take all my notes back to my transcriptionist, and I'm going to generate a report. That report is going to go to the head of Mr. Trump's security detail. And based on, I'm quite certain, my recommendation and my report, along with their own internal, I don't have access to like FBI background checks and whatnot, CIA clearance. They do. So they handle that. I just give the, a physician's recommendation. So, but what's contained in these files that if you would agree to get together with me maybe one more time and we could go over some of the email correspondence between you and it's a detective from Dauphin County. I don't remember her name, but I highlighted the portions that I would like to get your comment on. So,
anything the campaign.
We don't have time to do it today, but if you would be agreeable, I would love to have a part 2. I think the viewing audience. Kia, apparently I have a very liberal prescription policy.
I would be willing to do that. Yeah, I think that's great. Anything to get me on the campaign trail. Yeah, he's not going to win without me. I mean, we all know. So, anything, you pencil me in. I do have to, I have to jet to a meeting. It's a secret society.
Okay, before you go, read this comment on the screen. We could have a love connection. We could have a love connection here. I don't mind playing Dr.
We can, yes. We can do the next time we do our meetup. Why don't we do first part email correspondence and the second part whatever, matchmaker, what you want to call it, newlyweds.
Yeah. I mean, typically it would be like premarital counseling, but in this case it would, I think,
right,
due to the volume of your history, I think we could, it's not out of order to do pre-dating counseling. Right.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll tell Happy Life that you are amenable to that.
Yes.
And I'll have my receptionist call you to set up your next appointment.
Yes.
Don't forget your prescription that I already gave you. We've got samples. We've got samples for you.
Right. I'm almost forgetting my keys. Yes.
Betty, it was such a pleasure to meet you. And, I might be changing my mind about you.
Hope so. I'm not the terrible monster that everybody portrays. And takes a minute. I got a rough exterior, but I got a soft heart. I do.
I do need confirmation on the fact that you actually do have a heart. Remember that. Get to your CVS, get your blood pressure, and your one of the pharmacists will have a stethoscope. Okay.
I'm gonna leave my society, go to the Walgreens, gonna get it straightened out.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
I hope to see you again very soon.
MAGA, thank you.
MAGA, yes. Trump. Forever Trump.
Bye.
Bye. Well. My goodness, everybody wants samples. Listen, I don't think I have any samples to spare. I had to give Betty all the samples. Betty needs all the samples. I'm sure this goes without saying, but all of the preceding was parody containing, well, this is Betty, so we'll use her word, hyperbole. I mean, hyperbole, sarcasm, innuendo, parody. No one is an actual doctor. I just play one on YouTube. And damn, you know what? I think I did quite a, what do you think of my getup, you guys? How about my name tag? I thought that name that you can't read, Dr. Bee's Knees, this was what my plan was. Yesterday, I had to go to the dentist at, is it 10? I don't know, but I basically had to get my ass out of bed and hit the ground running. I don't function well that way. Get to the dentist, get my teeth cleaned. They give me my next, oh God. It's like I get anxiety every time I drive by that fucking office, okay? He's like, nothing new since the last time we met. I'm like, oh, that's good. But you know how they put certain things on a watch? Yeah, well, they've watched, and now, I don't know, he's either got a boat payment to make or a mortgage, whatever the case may be. I get in my car, my brand new car, and as I'm heading down the road with an extensive list of shit I need to get done. My house is torn apart. I am living in a storage locker. I'm to the point now where I've given up trying to, anybody who's ever lived through any type of work being done in their home, you know what I mean when I say I have gotten to the point where I don't even care about any of the rooms anymore, because at first, when all of the shit from one room goes into another room, and then that room's done, and then you have to take the shit in the first room, put it back in the first room, take the second room, move it to the third room. Well, in the beginning, I tried diligently to keep the room we were living in neat and tidy, and I can't find anything. It's just, I'm using the tub in the master bath as a laundry hamper. I mean, it's absurd. So here I am driving down the road with my very long list of shit to do. When, in a matter of minutes, leaving the dentist, sitting at a red light, all of a sudden, the light turns, I hit the gas, and it's not accelerating. And I'm like, what the fuck? Come again? My husband said they call it limp mode. Oh, that would be what probably all of Betty's boyfriends operate in. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Betty, we were getting along so nice. Yeah, it's apparently the car has a turbocharged engine, which means nothing but fucking problems. I have only put maybe 3 tanks of gas in the car since I got it. That's how new it is, and how I got it in December. And it's in the shop. It was towed to the shop. The light is on. My husband's like, it will throw a code for everything from the gas tank lid not being. So here I am boiling my ass off yesterday, sitting in a parking lot for almost 2 hours waiting on a tow truck. I pushed the little button in the car, and of course they come on. Are you in a safe location? Yeah. They were quite lovely to deal with. It was waiting for the tow truck. I had on a sweater because when I left the house, it was cool. It was almost 80 when I was sitting in that parking lot. I did run it for most of the time I was in the car. Oh, so they sent me a text from the service department. Yeah, it seems to be misfiring and something. And I'm like, it's fucking brand new. Well, it's not brand new, but it may as well be brand new. It's got almost no miles on it. Yeah. Three tanks of gas since December. That's how little I drive. So here I am. I have no car. I'm having furniture delivery probably in about a half hour. They will be here to start the next room with the floors. I have a wedding to go to out of town on Saturday. I am so ill prepared. It is ridiculous. I don't even know where my damn underwear are. It's like, what? God knows what I'm going to wear to this thing. Oh, it's just. And as my husband and I were laying in bed last night in the guest room, because we have no furniture in the master, I said, he's talking about, I need to go get a pair of pants and sports coat for something. And I'm like, you know what? What if we don't have a car? He was thinking just like me. He said, well, that would be a good excuse not to go. I said, yes. The problem is we've already paid for the room. And I mean, that's a done deal. No matter what, whether we're there or not, we're not getting the money back. So, but yeah, if I don't have a car, I'm damn sure not renting a car. So I saw a comment I wanted to read. Not a Land Rover, but a Range Rover is on my list of favorite cars. Only because of the aesthetics. You know, much like myself, it's all flash and no substance. My husband No. He would sprout. I would sprout wings and fly before I would get one of those. I would love one because they're gorgeous, but 100 years ago when I had a Hummer, it was in for service and somebody pulled up with a Range Rover and I was talking to the service person because I was in the car and they're like, what's wrong with it? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, God, I love that car. That car is gorgeous. And when the mechanic looks at you and says, don't do it, it's kind of like Jaguar. They're really beautiful to look at, but they're not good, not good sound mechanically. But I'm just blown away that a car that is a few months old has already been towed into the shop. I'm like, oh. So, oh, Seeker, you're right. And I am to that point, and anybody who, and hello to everybody who came in. I'm so sorry I couldn't acknowledge everybody here and say hello, but we had to, I'm a busy psychiatrist. I don't have all day to sit around diagnosing fucking nut jobs on the internet, except when they're scheduled appointments. And, Betty had things to do. So we were on a time crunch. Oh my God, you're so right. You are so right. Maybe I should call her. Texas Blue Bonnet, I swear to you, my husband said it's called limp mode. Swear to God. I'm like, what? Never heard of that. But there was a comment I wanted to. Oh, thank you, AMAC. That's so sweet. True Jetty, I appreciate that. Oh, Crazy Nurse. Yes, this was it. Y'all, this is hilarious. Okay. All right. So we were supposed to do this last week. This is how good we are at keeping a secret because this shit has been under wraps. There was only 2 people who knew that the celebrity guest was going to be JP as Bullhorn Betty. And that was, I'm not going to tell you, but just because we didn't want it to get out, we wanted everybody to be surprised. And listen, JP had the hard job. This is just me wearing a doctor's uniform. That's all. JP, here's my only criticism. You're a much nicer Betty than the real Betty will ever be. But so when I decided what I was getting to with the car thing, the reason I mentioned it was this was not what I planned. When I left the dentist, I was going to a lighting store to look at a chandelier. I was going to Home Goods to look at comforters. And my last stop was going to be to a place that does monograms, embroidery. And I was going to have Dr. Beesney's MD, psychiatry, Cromwell Memorial embroidered on this lab coat. Obviously that couldn't happen because I didn't have a car. Oh, get this. With my roadside assistance, so they give me they tow it to wherever you want. And they said, do you need a ride home? I said, yeah. Oh, okay. We will send you a voucher for a complimentary lift. Wait for this. It's good for up to $300. I texted my husband repeatedly. I'm texting him, and each one is it's more profane than the last because I'm hot and I'm fucking pissed. So I said, $300 fucking dollars. I've been sitting here 2 fucking hours. I'm going to fucking Miami for lunch. Yes, I'm using that $300. Instead, I only got them for about 30. But when we were going to do this last week, JP had something happen on her end, but we kind of pivoted because this was not the original idea. This was something, I don't know what this is, but all of my bright ideas happen when I'm in bed and supposed to be going to sleep, which is why on my nightstand in my little treasure box, I keep a pad of paper, sticky notes, and pens because can't remember shit. So I have to write shit down. So it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I got this idea to pivot from the other idea and do this. Because I was always going to interview her, but this was not the original idea. So I reached out to JP, and she's like, I'll go with the flow. She's great. Whatever. We did not. She had no idea what I was going to ask. She did know about she knew what we were going to do as far as the costume. But I didn't fill her in on it. She didn't get the particulars. So that last week, was it Tuesday? Whenever it was supposed to happen last week. Because I got this bright idea at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was supposed to happen the next day. I had to search on Amazon for shit that would be delivered that day. Well, the first thing I ordered, the doctor kit. Now look, this came with this, my thermometer, the hat. This is a real stethoscope, as it proudly said in the listing, and it is. Like, I could hear my heartbeat. And a lab coat. This is not the lab coat that came with it. I almost had to wear the one that came with it, because guess what? It was a child's doctor set, doctor dress up. The only size they had available was for a 7 to 8 year old. I'm like, well, shit, I might be able to make that work. I mean, obviously I won't be able to button it, but I was just like, we'll just see what happens. But on the chance that I couldn't make it work, because really all I wanted was this. I wanted the stethoscope. I wanted mainly the stethoscope. The lab coat, the adult lab coat, that's like a damn dress. It goes past my knees. The only size I had was a medium. Wait, did they both? Yes, I had to buy this separate because I just wanted this came with the rest of it. So when I got the little kid one, I took the coat out and I was like, oh, fuck. No way. I was able to get it on, but the bottom of the sleeve came to like here. But I found a white t-shirt, long sleeve, that would have matched perfectly, but it wouldn't have looked as good. So it's like, I'll just do an a la carte lab coat. So there you have it. I hobbled together the whole thing from Amazon next day. And, it also came with a pair of lovely, like, plastic blue Where's Waldo glasses. And I thought, I am not wearing those fucking things. But yes, this is my notepad that sits on my desk. These, you guys, this did not even pop into my mind. I was going to wear this one, because obviously it's much sparklier. But then I thought, oh no, this one, oh my God, look, it even matches my stethoscope. Hell yeah. But what's funny about this and this did not occur to me to get a mask until about an hour before this was scheduled. So about 10 o'clock, the notion strikes me, and I'm like, I know I saw those damn masks from COVID. Where the fuck are they? And the only reason I was able to find them was because with all the stuff being moved around, a drawer got dumped into a bag, and there they were. But then, of course, I had to figure out, oh my God, which bag is it in? But the parody gods were with me, because I found them in the first bag I looked in. And the surgical hat, woo, that feels good getting that off my head. Damn. I've been wearing that thing for like, over 3 hours. Oh yeah, you can see where that was fun. I like doing that. I've never done a parody before. I mean, I don't know if it lived up to like a Savage and the Ship level parody, but JP was fantastic. I was just myself wearing a damn lab coat. So that's that. And I would have kept wearing my lanyard, but I like I don't know how she wears these things. Honest to God, I don't get it. Like, why do you want? First of all, well, I don't know. Now I kind of like how it's accenting the blue of the stethoscope. There we go. All right, kids. Well, that was a lot of fun. See, I would do shit like that all day long. But I'm like, JP's got a real like she's talented. Okay, she has got an absolute a gift for when you go watch all the people that she parodies. Very few people can, no matter who it is she's talking about, she kind of becomes them. In like even when she did JLR, I made my husband watch JLR for a minute, and then I made him watch JP's. I mean, it's uncanny. And that is a talent. That is a gift. All I did was put a lab coat on and be my usual bitchy self. I could not like, she's got a gift and she's got a talent for that. And that's the thing. There's lots of people that are funny. There's lots of people that are comedians. There's not a whole bunch of people who do really good impersonations. So I'm thrilled I had somebody so good to bounce my stupid hold on, I'm scrolling down. I had to laugh because I was in a couple chats and I saw more than one person because JP's JB, that's a whole nother video. One of her latest was being played, and there was a couple people in different chats that said, "Oh, Crimes and Fashion, I would love to see you do something with JP. That would be awesome." And I had to play. I said, I think I said, "Oh yeah, that, maybe someday I'll get a hold of her and she'll agree to do something. That would be fun," knowing that this was happening. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for the names in the chat that I don't typically see. Y'all maybe in the bushes, or you came to watch JP. And I tell you what, I told JP in the beginning when we were setting this up, I said, "Girl, I just want to do something with you. And I don't give a damn whose channel we do it on. I do not care." And she said, "We'll do it on yours." So maybe next time we should do it on her channel. I think that would be great. Whatever she's comfortable with. I just wanted to do something with her. And I would like to do more of this. Unlike Betty, I'm not a Renaissance woman. I don't, I know what I'm good at, and I try and stay in that wheelhouse. So, I'm glad you guys liked it. Yeah. I mean, JP, honestly, no matter who and another thing that's great about JP and what she does, she is not, I had to laugh because somebody said she's not mean at all. She's just funny. And I'm pretty sure I said, yeah, I'm the mean, funny one. But it's true. no matter who she's parodying, it's always, I get it if you're the subject of one of the parodies. Although I don't know, I wouldn't give a shit if somebody parodied me. Hell, somebody probably could have already done it. I'm not important enough, but I try and see why. I mean, I guess there really is no reason that anybody would be unhappy with her rendition of them in a parody, because she's not mean, and she only uses their own words and mannerisms, etc. So, all right, kids, I'm going to try and put this hurricane of a So yeah, my furniture's coming, and I do have sheets. Because those I bought online. But I don't have. Oh, and I'm not getting all the furniture either. The two bachelor's chests that are nightstands, those won't come until June. But because I couldn't go to the, I mean, I have a ton of comforters, and actually, when I buy like a quilt, I'll get the sheets. I used to have a queen. I would get the sheets in one size, and I always ordered the comforter in a king. So I think I do have one or two kings, but not what I want. But until I can get to the store, at least I do have sheets. So that's good, because the bedroom I've been in, that's not, the bed is terrible. So that's how I ensure that guests. I hope you enjoyed this. It was our pleasure. No, thank you guys for coming. We appreciate it very much. And please, if you are not subbed to JP, do so. She is hilarious. She's very talented, and it's all in good fun. She is not mean. She's not mean-spirited. If you want that, you come to me. All right, kids. I hope everybody has a good day, and I will keep you up to. Oh, shit, I almost forgot. Hold on. It's right next to me. Let me just make sure I don't. Okay. No identifying. Whoops, gotta push that down. Hold on. I think you can hear it. Temu Hall, number 3. This one, it's not as successful as the last two, but it's pretty good. I don't have any major complaints. But I told, the other thing, before I forget. As I was sitting in that parking lot, sweating my ass off, at least for a small part of the time, I was listening to Queen Bee's stream of Risa Tisa. Holy shit. I think I need to review that. 50 parts. Can you imagine? We'll be here 50 years, because I got a lot of advice for Risa, and I want her to take, I might have to be Dr. Love. And she's going to need to take my advice into her future relationships. I've been married enough for all of us. Okay. I've just like Temu. I'll buy it so you don't have to. Learn from my mistakes. That whole thing, holy shit, that is a saga. But I want to do my Temu haul, and what I got this time: clip-in hair extensions that are so pretty. I have not tried to put them in. I'm pretty sure I can't run a flat iron through them, and they've been folded. So hopefully, I think maybe if I take like a piece of parchment paper and lay them flat and then put an iron over them, because they're synthetic and I know the hair would melt. I got some cosmetic products. I got a pair of, well, I wore them to the dentist, and everybody in the dentist office said, "Oh my God, I love those slippers. They're so cute." And I'm like, they're not slippers. They look like slippers, but they have a hard sole. They're platform slippers, and they are fabulous. And I think they were $12 or $13. So we're going to do a Temu haul. I'm going to show you my loot. And I think I'm going to do something. I think I'm going to be a guest on another channel, but I'm not going to say it until she does the thumbnail. That I believe that's probably going to happen tomorrow, Thursday, correct? Yeah. Okay. So there's that. All right. Thank you all so much for coming and showing the love. We both appreciate it. And I hope everybody has a great day. And I will definitely see you before probably tomorrow, depending on how much I get done today. And I might get a lot done because I can't go out shopping all over the world like I was planning on doing because I don't have a car. So I might just bite the bullet and get this house in some type of order. If I make enough progress on that, I will I'll come in tomorrow during the day and do the Temu haul. And then I think tomorrow early evening is going to be my guest appearance. All right, kids. Thanks for coming and hanging out and showing the love. We love you back. Have a good day.